Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's Oracle Card Guidance and Lesson. It's Colette Baron Reed, and this is Bizoo. And we're here to talk to you about the energetic weather report for the week. And we do this through telling a story through Oracle cards. So we have 7 cards because we're working with the 7 Energies deck. And it's going to tell us a story of what's influencing us. What are the energies influencing all of us this week? And if you pair this up with the numerology report or the astrology for the week, you're going to get a very accurate perspective on what kind of energy you're going to be working with and what to do about it, because I like to throw in a little prescription with the reading as well. Okay, let's start with the first card, which is our anchor card. So a grand symphony is the first card. I love this card because it reminds us that we have both and. We need to remember that we have a unique note to play in the symphony of life. But if we're not playing with others, we're not playing in a symphony, are we? So we have to have our unique self, for basically the best self that we can, the most harmonious note, but we play it with others. So this is so important to consider the we, the concept of we before me, even though the me is as important, because if your note is out of tune, then you're throwing the whole larger group off course a little bit, right? So that's why it's so important for us to individually and uniquely look at what is the highest good for us and also what is the highest good for all, right? So next card will tell us a little bit more about the first card. Oh, by the way, the first card represented the energy of the heart. So it's card number 27. The second energy that's impacting all of us this week is the energy that relates to intuition and imagination. And the Oracle's gift is the card that represents that intuitive sense that all of us have. Even if we're catastrophizing, then we'll look for that in the outer world. So this is reminding us that we know what's right. Each one of us know what is righteous, what is good orderly direction. We have an intuitive sense of what is harmonious for the whole world. Now, there's something about this card that always comes up for me when I look at it, because it doesn't say that everything needs to stop being chaotic or stop being like this, because in fact, divine chaos is what's going on around us right now. Anyway, everything needs to change. This is a good thing. But this also reminds us that we intuitively know what the next right action is in order for us to be in the harmonious path. So harmony can be something that you move towards as well. And may not get it right away. So quieting the mind is our way there. So the next energy center that impacts all of us this week in order is the energy of communication. It's the energy of sound. So what are we listening to? I always say in my envision process, where am I, when am I, and who am I listening to? That came from my book, The Map, which I'm sure you've probably read, and if you haven't, you can. And the idea that we hear voices in our head that we think is our own, that's our own opinions, etc. But oftentimes we're repeating things like a little parrot in our heads because we've heard it from somewhere else without asking ourselves, is this true for me? Is this really real? Is this my reality? Is this really my choice? Or is this the choice of others imposed upon me? So quieting the mind is the way there. This is all about meditation. And I feel the need to meditate twice a day as of late. Past COVID, it just got more and more necessary for me to stay grounded, to meditate more than once a day. So I hope you take that into account as well this week and quiet your mind and tune out all the superfluous noise that isn't speaking to you of your highest good, okay? Now, and sometimes, by the way, things can make you uncomfortable, things that need to change. That doesn't mean to tune those things out, because those are the things that we then end up creating more harmony with. So you see, it's not all or nothing. It's this and that creates this beautiful song, this dissonance and that sense of resonance. It all comes together for harmony. It's time for a puppy break. Hello, Bizoo. Hi, baby girl. Well, if you like this video and you want to see more of this video, or at least not more video, but more of my videos, subscribe to my channel and just click on the little bell when you see it, and it will send in a notification to you every week when this video and the Astro Oracle video, yes, is also up. Now, tender embrace, more of that energy center related to the heart. That's card number 22. Tender embrace is all about the compassion and kindness and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and seeing the vulnerability in others as well too, and making a decision to honor that every person's experience is sacred. Yours is sacred and so is theirs. And so to bring a little bit more compassion this week in particular to your connections with others. Divine Matrix. This is the energy center of the spirit. So it's the story that we tell about our relationship to spirit relates to this matrix of divinity, and that reminds us that all things are connected. Every strand, every thought that we have, every action that we take, our histories, our stories, everything that we are is interconnected with everyone else. Like, you cannot see yourself as separate. It's not possible. And the divine is not separate from you either. So we are seeds of the divine, and within us is divinity. And either we're going to listen to the divinity within us or we're going to listen to the wounded ego in us. We do have a choice. So this is reminding us that everything is connected and that everything that you do reverberates in this field of energy. So next card is great and full. It's card number 4, which is relating to the first energy of security and safety, how you are conditioned by others, money, basic security needs, etc., survival. So great and full reminds us not to get overwhelmed. Right? It's very, very important, but it does remind us too that everything that we need is there even in the invisible. We don't always see it. We say, well, how can it be there? How can you say that there's a law of abundance that states that there is everything that we need should we call upon it or believe that it is there, and no matter how small. So a great and full reminds us of both this and not to be overwhelmed. This is the other thing too. It's like, don't get overwhelmed by the world events. Keep yourself nice and boundaried as well, which actually relates to the next energy center, which is card number 10, the energy center related to emotions and boundaries. So you get grounded in the first one and you set the boundaries in the second. And this is the second energy center that talks about intimacy. So it's close encounters. So what is so important about this idea and the word intimacy? If you could think of into me, I see, that because of you, I know myself. And that's also such a beautiful concept, to think that we don't really know ourselves unless we have others with us to see ourselves reflected, and vice versa. So it again brings us back into that very first energy, which talks about me and we, but we before me, even though the me is very important. So what a beautiful week to focus on our relationships, kindness and compassion with others, staying as grounded as we can, not allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed, and reminding to meditate, and everything that we need to know is within us. Like that right action wells up within us when we are still, in that still small voice. That's what we need to listen to, is that, and tuning into the divine matrix rather than our wounded egos. What a great week. Hey, if you like this video, like my dog. We're doing puppy bribery today. No, I'm kidding. Like the video, share it with your friends, like my page, and have an amazing week. Each day, right, is a blessing, and there's reason for us to be grateful.